morning and welcome to Let's Talk Charity with your host, Sherrye. Each week, Sherrye will share her years of experience and expertise working with nonprofits, philanthropists, and fundraising events. A new foundation will be highlighted weekly, and you'll learn about their mission, members, and clients. You'll hear about their goals, fundraising ideas, upcoming events, and they will share how they are making a difference in the lives of others. Let's Talk Charity is brought to you by 1000 North. Learn more at 1000north.com and call 561-570-1000 for reservations. Now, here's Sherrye.
Good morning and welcome to Let's Talk Charity. I'm Sherrye. Hope everyone is enjoying this beautiful Saturday morning as it's starting to warm back up just a little bit. So today I'm very happy to have in my studio today Tim Snow. He's the president of George Snow Scholarship Fund. Welcome.
Thanks for having me, Sherrye. I appreciate you allowing us to be here.
So let's talk about the Scholarship Fund. What is the history of the George Snow Scholarship Fund?
Well, so we've been a scholarship provider for 44 years now. We formed this organization back in 1982 to memorialize my father, who moved to South Florida in 1958 to be a high school math teacher. My family's always been into aviation, and so unfortunately he lost his life in a helicopter accident in 1980. But while he was alive, he was always really trying to help young people that were trying to help themselves. And so my brother, myself, the rest of my family, and a lot of my dad's friends got together and said, how can we memorialize him? And so we created this and got our letter of designation from the IRS, like I said, back in 1982, and have been doing it ever since then.
That's a long time.
It is a very long time, but it's gone by pretty quick, I have to say.
Yes, and so what an amazing honor to do this for your dad.
Well, it's interesting. My dad, I mentioned he's always trying to help young people that are trying to help themselves, but he always did it very behind the scenes. And so I think he'd be a little not embarrassed, but he'd be kind of surprised at the growth that we've had, and he probably wouldn't want it named after him, but it is, and that's what we're doing. And we like I said, we have a lot of fun with it.
Well, the applications went live in November, and they extend through February the 1st, which is just right around the corner. Right. So what should students and parents know about this process?
Well, it's February 1st is the deadline, but if your listeners are listening to this prior to that, I would encourage them to go immediately to our website, which is scholarship.org. And once they get on our website, it'll be pretty self-explanatory. They can start filling out the application. Again, it needs to be in by, I think, midnight, February 1st. But they can get it done, and we encourage them to do it. We're always looking for deserving young people that have financial need, that want to continue their educations. And so it doesn't necessarily have to be a student that's going to be going, let's say, to a traditional college. They can be going to a vocational technical school. We're just as likely to help a culinary student or somebody who wants to become a plumber as we are that somebody wants to become a doctor or a lawyer. And we serve the whole spectrum of young people.
That's amazing. So this is a 4-year scholarship?
It is up to a 4-year scholarship, and I would say probably 90% of what we're doing is 4-year related, but it also will fund certificate programs or vocational programs that are a little bit less of a duration.
Is the money raised for scholarships, is that through private donors or do you receive grants?
We receive our money in just every imaginable way. So we have a lot of private foundations that support us. We've got a lot of companies, individuals. We do get some grants. And we do fundraising events that support our programs. And that's really what we're known for, are not just the scholarships, but when a student gets a scholarship from us, they become part of our family. And so we do for them what we would do for our own sons and daughters, and that might mean getting a computer for them or sending them a care package during their finals week. Just really whatever, you would do for your own kids. And we have I'd say probably around a dozen, if not a little bit more than a dozen programs, all designed around making the student feel certainly supported and really hopefully maximizing their chances of graduation.
I love that you have that personal touch with each one of the students.
Yeah, it turns out we've got about a 90% graduation rate, and we think that, and that compares to a 62% national average. And also, when you take in consideration the demographic of young people that we're helping, a lot of first-gen students, so that 90% number is pretty impressive. And we think that these support services go a long way to making that possible.
Well, in 2025 was a record year for scholarships. You were granted $5.5 million for 374 students. That's incredible. That's a lot of money. That's helping a lot of them go to school.
It is a lot of money, and we're fortunate to say that we'll be able to do even better than that in 2026. We're hoping to cross the $7 million mark. And I think we're going to have a pretty good shot at doing that. We'll make those awards this coming mid-May.
Does your organization go to the schools to educate the students?
We do. We go to every public high school in the region that we serve, which is Broward and Palm Beach County, Florida, and we make the kids aware of this opportunity. We answer any questions that they might have. I think on our website we probably have a sort of a video of what we cover there. So if somebody's listening and they want to learn more about it, they can go there and if they have questions. And really our staff is available to answer any questions if students have those while they're filling out the application.
What is the application process like?
Well, so everything is online. Well, I say everything is online up to a certain point. So
open to anyone. It's
open to anybody. They should have a financial need. I mean, that's important to us. And then they fill out the application, and we have over 100 people that read those applications. Every application gets seen at least 5 times, and we throw out the low score, and then from those rankings we determine who we're going to interview. And so we schedule interviews with students in late April. We try to notify them a couple weeks before that, and then do those interviews. And once we do the interviews, they sort of get resorted. And then we sit down and allocate the money based on the results of the interviews. We do a need analysis on every student. And then we start matching students to scholarships. And we administrate a lot of different scholarship programs for, again, individuals or private foundations. And so each of those programs has their own criteria. And so from that criteria, we start, again, matching the students. So we help a lot of nursing students because we have a lot of funders who like to fund that particular profession or that career path. It's been
a shortage in nursing, too.
Very much so. And so, again, it's a little bit of an art and a little bit of a science in terms of how we allocate the money. But in the end, we hope this year we'll be able to help probably close to 450 students. Yeah.
That's incredible. I mean, that's just, so if a child wants to go to FSU, that's a possibility. They can pretty much pick out what college they would like to attend and see if they can get the scholarship for that particular school.
Absolutely. They can go to any school, accredited college, university, vocational technical school in the country. Actually, we even have some students that are going outside the country. I think most of those are probably graduate level programs, medical schools outside the country, et cetera. But yeah, very much open to not only the school that they want to attend, but whatever course of study they want to pursue.
Well, you mentioned that these students are like family. You must go to a lot of graduations.
We go to a lot of things, and we do a lot of things with our young people. We just had an addition to our offices. We just did a ribbon cutting this last Wednesday, I guess, and had a lot of our students there. And again, they are like our family, and we like to treat them that way. And I think they feel that, and that's important to us that they do.
They're probably the best word of mouth, to spread around and talk to their friends or whoever may be looking to go to school and need the financial help, to tell them about the George Fund Scholarship.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you say, they have classmates that maybe when they were a senior, they were a junior, and so they tell them about us. And the more applications we get, the better.
So this is cut off to February the 1st, and then the process will begin. You'll go through all of these applications in April, sometime in the spring, and then decide. Then you make the phone call and let them know.
Yeah, they should be here. They should hear from us by late May in terms of who we're going to help. But those who get into the interview cycle really will be hearing from us probably mid-April. And so really that's the kind of the determining factor. They really need to interview with us before we can award them. So those that will move on in the process will hear from us by mid-April.
Okay, let's talk about something that's really close to my heart, and that's ballroom dancing.
All right.
Okay, so you're in your 19th year in the Boca Ballroom Battle.
Yes.
19 years that you've been doing. That's amazing. How come I didn't know about this?
I don't know how come you didn't know about it. I tell you, it's certainly in our neck of the woods. It's one of the most anticipated events.
I'm sure it is.
In Boca Raton, we host over 900 people at the Boca Raton, the resort, and it's an event that is really kind of hard to describe because it really has. When we started this 19 years ago, we were awarding $330,000 in scholarships. And the growth of Ballroom Battle has enabled us to scale the scholarship fund up tremendously. And last year we raised, I think, $1.7 million.
That's amazing.
Yes.
So you've got some people who are out there really doing what I did, vote for me, vote for me. That was my 3 words I said while I was in my competition, trying to raise money for the Golden Conservatory, was trying to raise as much money as I could.
Well, we're really fortunate. I think we've got over 140 alumni now, and so they continue to support the event. And if you go to the event, and I hope people do, we sell out just about every year, but everybody's there to support one individual dancer.
Exactly.
But they also realize the effort that it takes and the courage that it takes to learn a dance routine.
The dedication, the hours that you have to put in to learn a routine, the choreography. It's a lot. It's
a lot, and everybody appreciates that. And so you find that our entire audience is cheering on those 8 dancers that we have. There's a lot of positive energy in the room, a lot of love in the room. It's my favorite event of the year for sure. And the dancers do an amazing job. We partner with Fred Astaire Dance Studio down in Boca Raton. And those dance professionals really take people that don't even know how to dance and make them look like rock stars.
I've seen it. I know.
Yeah, and so it enables us to raise a lot of money for the organization, specifically for our programs that we give to our kids.
And when is this event? November?
This event this year will be on November 7th.
Okay, to make sure I find out about that, so I can get down there and watch.
Yeah, well, we'd love to have you as our guest.
I'd love to be there, watch it. So your next event you've got coming up is the Cowboy Ball. Tell me about that.
Well, Cowboy Ball is our original event that we did. I think we started probably back in 1993 or something like that. So we've been doing it for a long time now, and it's a real fun event. So it's Cowboy Ball, obviously Western themed. People basically come dressed however they want to. A lot
Cowboy
of folks,
hats and boots.
yeah, they get all dressed up, but it's a casual event, and so people enjoy that. We're doing it at Boca West this year. I think it's March 6th, if I'm not mistaken, and we'd love to have people join us there. It is a real fun event, and again, casual. We always have great music, and people are line dancing and just having a good time.
It's wonderful. Both of these events you've been doing both of them for so long.
Well, it is kind of
That's a success
amazing.
story. That says a lot,
Right, and many times, the events are hard to do, and I just maybe we're not going to do that next year, but when you hear back from the people that go to it and how they enjoyed it and how much fun they had, you got to keep doing it, and we will keep doing it as long as people are having fun, and
Absolutely.
they're telling us they're having fun, so we're going to keep it going.
The George Snow Scholarship Fund is known for doing so much more than just giving out scholarships. What are some other things that you do?
Well, I already mentioned the computers, so
Right.
we basically what we're doing, and we started this, oh gosh, many, many years ago. I wish I really knew exactly when, but we kept listening to our kids, and that's our big thing, is listening to what their needs are. The first thing that we did was create a high school to college transition program for our students, because we found that many of them were having a hard time adjusting to college and the college environment. So we created this program that sort of, tells them how much different college is going to be than their high school experience. The professor versus the teacher relationships, time management, financial management, what they should be doing in their first week of school. So that was really our first thing that we do, but we get our kids college physicals now. We have an emergency fund for our students, so if they have any unexpected, non-recurring expenses, we'll help them pay for that. One of the big things students of this age have, a lot of them are getting their wisdom teeth taken out, so we'll help pay for that. If they have some reason that they have to come home, we'll pay for their travel home. So we do a lot of things, fix a lot of cars, but whatever our kids need, we try to be there for them.
What if it's more than one child in a family that was applying for a scholarship?
We take that in consideration. We actually have helped a lot of siblings. So one year we might help the oldest daughter, and then the next year maybe the younger son will apply, and we've oftentimes helped more than one in a family. And we also take in consideration how many people are in the family and how many kids they have in college currently, in terms of the financial analysis that we do on each student.
Does a success story come to your mind? I'm sure there's plenty of them.
Well, we do have plenty of them. We've got people, actually multiple students that are actually working on the Artemis program right now, which is NASA's effort to send another person to the moon. And so we're very proud of that. We've got people acting on Broadway. We've got people that are running their own businesses now. And a lot of our students come back and create their own scholarships with us. We've got students that who are in the medical profession or funding those kind of scholarships. So we love the idea that they continue to be involved with us even after their graduation from college.
How can our listeners support you? What can they do?
Well, there's many ways to become involved with us. I would suggest, again, going on our website at scholarship.org. I think we've even got a tab that addresses how people can get involved.
Do you need volunteers?
We need volunteers. We need readers. Like I said, we send a care package to them, so we need people baking cookies. We need all kinds of things. And it's funny because people will a lot of times say they want to get involved, and then I'll go to lunch with them, and I find out that they're an actuary or something that can help us refine our selection process. Everybody's got their own interest and their own talents, and so within our organization we have all kinds of ways to utilize those talents.
You mentioned a podcast. Do you have a podcast, or is that something that's you're about to launch?
We have had a podcast for a year now. I mentioned our new addition, so we've just created our own podcast studio. The podcast is called College Compass. And it's led by experts at scholarship.org. And so we invite really experts in the field of scholarships, financial aid, and basically the college experience, anything that will help students, get through college. We talk a lot about student debt and how to mitigate that as best as students can. But all sorts of topics that relate to college students getting into school and making sure that they can get as much financial aid to help them.
That's wonderful. And that's available where all podcasts,
it is.
Spotify.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Tim, for being on the show today. I told you it'd go by very fast.
It did.
We'll have to have you come back on because it's just amazing. The money that you're raising to help all these students.
Well, we have the community to thank for that, and that's the only way we can do what we do is generous people in the community helping us complete our mission.
And your website, what is that again?
Scholarship.org.
And people can make a donation through your website as well?
They can.
Okay, thank you so much.
Sure, thanks.
To all of our listeners, go out and spread love and kindness always, and I'll be back next week with a new guest. Have a beautiful day, and thank you again, Tim.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to Let's Talk Charity on Legends 100.3, brought to you by 1000 North. For reservations, call 561-570-1000. Tune in at the same time next week for more with Sherrye and how these wonderful organizations and you can make a difference.